Welcome everyone. Today we're going to explore a concept that holds incredible power: imagination. Imagination is not just for daydreaming, it's a potent tool for manifesting the life you desire. Imagination is one of the most powerful, yet often underutilized tools available to us. It is not just a form of escape or a playful exercise for children, but a profound creative force that shapes and manifests the world we experience. Everything around us, every invention, every structure, every achievement in human history began as a mental image, an idea born from the power of imagination. Yet few realize how intimately tied our imagination is to the reality we create. The truth is, imagination is the birthplace of all change. It is the key that unlocks new realities and experiences. Our minds are capable of conjuring images, sounds, and feelings that transcend time and space. What we think, visualize, and feel deeply within our minds shapes what we experience in the outer world. This is the power of imagination at work. When we imagine, we are literally shaping our reality, one thought at a time. It's through imagination that we bring our deepest desires into existence. For the mind does not distinguish between what is imagined and what is real. Whether it's the vision of a life we desire, the success we seek, or the love we wish to experience, all of it begins in the realm of imagination. It is here where all things are conceived and made possible. However, the full potential of imagination can only be realized when we understand its nature and harness its power deliberately. To many, imagination is something that happens randomly or sporadically. They believe that it's a gift bestowed upon a lucky few or a trait that only certain people can master. This could not be further from the truth. Imagination is a natural and inherent ability that we all possess. The difference lies not in the capacity to imagine, but in the level of awareness and intent with which we engage this incredible power. Imagination, when used consciously, becomes a tool for creation. It serves as the bridge between what currently is and what could be. It is the space where our desires are first realized and made tangible. The act of imagining something with intensity, belief, and emotion moves us into alignment with that desire. It is through this alignment that we begin to attract and manifest the circumstances, people, and events that will bring that vision into our physical reality. This is not some esoteric notion or fleeting wish. This is the process of creation that has been available to us all along, and it is governed by the laws of the mind and the universe. Imagine for a moment the process of building a house. Before any physical work is done, the house must first exist in the mind of the architect. The blueprint, the vision, the entire structure exists as a mental image before a single brick is laid. The architect imagines what the house will look like, how it will function, and what purpose it will serve. Then, through careful planning, thought, and action, this imagined house is brought into reality. This is how imagination works. We must first see the end result in our minds before we can experience it in the external world. Without that mental blueprint, nothing can be built. The problem many face is not that they cannot imagine, but that they often lack clarity in their imagination. Their mental images are unclear, unfocused, or filled with doubt. This is why they struggle to manifest their desires. When our imagination is cluttered with confusion, fear, or limiting beliefs, it distorts the vision, making it difficult for us to see the path to our desires. But when we learn to focus and direct our imagination, we start to align our thoughts with what we want to create. The key to using imagination effectively is to be intentional. Every day we are visualizing something. Whether we realize it or not, we are constantly picturing scenarios, people, outcomes, and possibilities in our minds. These mental images, whether positive or negative, are shaping our experiences. But to manifest our desires, we must deliberately choose what we allow into our minds. This requires discipline and mindfulness. The more focused and clear our mental images are, the stronger their pull on our external reality will be. It's like tuning a radio station. You can only pick up the station you want if you are tuned to the right frequency. Similarly, our desires are already out there in the universe, waiting for us to align our minds and hearts with them. To fully grasp the power of imagination, we must also understand the role of emotion in this process. Imagination is not just about creating a mental picture. It's about feeling the experience as if it is already real. This is a crucial component. The emotions we feel in our imagination send a signal to the universe that we are ready to receive what we desire. Emotions are energy in motion, and when we infuse our imagined scenarios with positive, vibrant feelings, whether it's joy, love, excitement, or gratitude, we create a magnetic force that draws those desires toward us. Imagine you are visualizing a new car. Simply imagining the car in your mind is helpful. But when you add the feeling of driving that car, of feeling the steering wheel in your hands, of hearing the engine purr, you amplify the energy of that vision. You begin to emotionally connect with the experience of already having it. The more real you make it in your mind, the more real it becomes in your world. This is the secret. The emotion you invest in the image determines its power to manifest. The stronger and more vivid the emotion, the faster the manifestation. This is why people often feel so connected to their daydreams or visualizations. When they are emotionally charged, they are tapping into the creative energy that fuels manifestation. The next important aspect of imagination is consistency. It is not enough to visualize once or twice and expect instant results. Just as a seed needs to be watered daily for it to grow, your imagination needs consistent attention in order to take root in your life. Repetition solidifies the image in your subconscious mind, making it more real and potent. This repetition doesn't have to be a laborious task. It can be as simple as spending a few minutes each day in quiet reflection, visualizing your desires, and feeling the emotions as if they are happening right now. When we repeatedly imagine our desires with focus and emotion, we begin to rewire our subconscious mind. We replace old, limiting beliefs with new, empowering ones. We condition our minds to believe that what we desire is already ours. This is why many successful people speak of visualizing their goals daily. By doing so, they strengthen their connection to those goals and keep their focus fixed on their desired outcome. Lastly, we must remember that imagination is the language of the universe. The universe responds to the energy we send out, and the energy we send out is formed through our thoughts, emotions, and beliefs. When we consistently focus on what we want, and we feel as though we already have it, the universe has no choice but to reflect those feelings and thoughts back to us in physical form. It is not a matter of if it will manifest, but when. The key is to maintain faith in the process and trust that everything is unfolding perfectly. Imagination is a gift, a divine tool that we can use to create anything we desire. It is not separate from the world we live in, but intricately woven into the fabric of creation itself. The more consciously we engage with this power, the more we can shape our reality to reflect our deepest desires. So harness the power of your imagination. Take control of the images you create, invest your emotions in them, and stay consistent in your focus. In doing so, you will begin to see the life you've imagined unfold before you, one thought at a time. The law of assumption is a powerful and transformative principle that holds the key to creating the life you desire. At its core, this law is based on the idea that what we assume to be true, with unwavering belief, becomes our reality. It's a simple yet profound concept. Whatever we imagine, assume, and feel as if it's already true in our lives will ultimately manifest itself in the physical world. The key to this law is understanding that our assumptions shape our perception, our experiences, and ultimately our destiny. When we look around us, everything we see, every building, every invention, every relationship was first conceived in the mind of someone who assumed it was possible. Before any physical reality is made manifest, it is first assumed in the mind. The law of assumption teaches us that our thoughts and beliefs about ourselves, others, and the world directly influence what we experience. If we assume that success, happiness, or wealth is ours, then our reality begins to align with that assumption. However, if we assume failure, limitation, or lack, those are the experiences we will attract into our lives. Assumption is different from hope or desire. Hope is often tied to a sense of longing or wishing, while assumption comes from a place of certainty and knowing. When you assume something, you act as if it's already a fact, without a shadow of doubt. It's like assuming that the sun will rise tomorrow. It's not a matter of hope, but of knowing. The law of assumption works in the same way. To manifest your desires, you must assume that they are already true, that they are already happening, and that they are already yours. One of the most important aspects of the law of assumption is the role of belief. When you assume something, you must also believe it wholeheartedly. Your belief system is what supports the assumption, giving it the strength and energy to become real. It's not enough to just think about something or wish for it. You must believe that it is already true, even if there is no physical evidence to support it. This belief creates a vibration that aligns you with your desired outcome, and the universe responds accordingly. Your belief acts as a magnet, attracting to you the people, circumstances, and events that match your assumptions. Imagine you are seeking a promotion at work. If you assume that the promotion is already yours, and you believe that you are the best person for the job, you begin to act in a way that aligns with this assumption. You carry yourself with confidence, you take actions that reflect your readiness, and you interact with others from a place of certainty. The more you assume the outcome, the more the world around you begins to shift to match that assumption. This is how the law of assumption works. By assuming the feeling of the wish fulfilled, you align yourself with the very thing you desire. A powerful exercise in applying the law of assumption is to vividly imagine the desired outcome as if it's already happening. Feel the emotions that would come with that reality. If you are seeking financial abundance, for example, imagine the freedom and joy of having unlimited wealth. Feel the excitement paying off debts, helping others, and enjoying the lifestyle you desire. By imagining and feeling these things as if they are already true, you strengthen the assumption and make it more likely to manifest. This mental and emotional engagement helps to impress the assumption upon your subconscious mind, where it begins to take root and affect your behavior, thoughts, and ultimately your reality. Another crucial element of the law of assumption is persistence. Just as you would persist in assuming that the sun will rise tomorrow, you must persist in your assumption that your desires are already fulfilled. Even if the external world doesn't immediately reflect your assumption, you must continue to assume it with confidence and faith. Persistence is what reinforces the belief in the desired outcome. The longer you assume something to be true, the stronger it becomes in your subconscious mind, and the more likely it is to appear in your external reality. This persistence is essential because it helps you maintain focus and belief, even when circumstances may appear to contradict your assumptions. The law of assumption also teaches us the importance of acting in alignment with our assumptions. If you assume that you are already wealthy, for example, your actions will naturally reflect that assumption. You will make decisions that align with your new belief system, and you will begin to see opportunities that were previously hidden to you. Acting as if your desires are already a reality is a powerful practice that accelerates manifestation. It not only strengthens your assumption, but also trains your mind to behave in ways that align with your desired outcome. Moreover, the law of assumption is rooted in the understanding that our outer world is a reflection of our inner world. Our thoughts, beliefs, and assumptions are constantly being reflected back to us in the form of our experiences. This means that by changing our internal assumptions, we can change our external reality. If you assume that the world is abundant, full of opportunity, and supportive, you will begin to see evidence of that assumption in your life. On the other hand, if you assume that the world is scarce, that opportunities are limited, and that success is difficult to attain, that is exactly what you will experience. Our assumptions act as the lens through which we perceive the world, and by changing the lens, we change the world we see. Another key element of the law of assumption is detachment from the how and when. Often, people get caught up in the details of how their desires will manifest or when they will come to fruition. However, the law of assumption teaches us that it is not our job to figure out the how. Our job is simply to assume that our desires are already true and to focus on the feeling of the wish fulfilled. Trust that the universe or whatever higher power you believe in will handle the details. When you assume the desired outcome, you are trusting that everything is already in motion and the path will be revealed to you in perfect timing. The law of assumption is not about wishful thinking or magical thinking. It is a law that operates with scientific precision. Just as the law of gravity is consistent and always works in the same way, the law of assumption operates according to the same principles. When you assume the feeling of the wish fulfilled, you are aligning your thoughts, beliefs, and emotions with your desires. And this alignment naturally attracts the circumstances and opportunities that will bring those desires into your physical reality. The more consistent and persistent you are with your assumptions, the faster and more reliably they will manifest. To truly harness the power of the law of assumption, you must let go of doubt and fear. Doubt weakens your assumption and delays the manifestation of your desires. Fear creates a conflicting energy that repels what you want. By assuming the state of the wish fulfilled with unwavering faith, you remove all obstacles and resistance, allowing the law to work in your favor. This requires trust in yourself, in your desires, and in the process of creation. You must know without a doubt that what you assume to be true is already on its way to you. The law of assumption is a tool of empowerment. It shifts the power from external circumstances to the internal realm of thought, belief, and imagination. When you take full responsibility for your assumptions and beliefs, you step into your true power as a creator. Your world begins to change as you assume the life you wish to experience. This is the power of the law of assumption. What you assume with unwavering faith and belief is already yours. Creating a mental image is one of the most powerful tools for manifesting your desires and shaping your reality. It is an essential practice that allows you to focus your mind on what you want, rather than on what you don't want. A mental image is a vivid and clear picture you create in your mind that represents your desired outcome or goal. This process can unlock the power of your subconscious mind, allowing you to align your thoughts, emotions, and actions with your goals, thus making your desires inevitable. The power of mental imagery lies in the fact that your subconscious mind does not distinguish between what is real and what is vividly imagined. When you vividly imagine something, your subconscious mind accepts it as real, and it begins to work towards bringing that image into your reality. This is why it is so important to create a mental image that is not just a vague idea, but something clear, detailed, and emotionally engaging. The more real and alive the mental image feels to you, the more effectively it will work to manifest your desires. The process of creating a mental image begins with clarity. You need to be specific about what you want to manifest. For instance, if you desire financial abundance, don't just imagine having money. Be detailed in your imagination. Picture the amount of money, how you feel holding it, where you are when you receive it, and what you can do with it. The more specific and clear the image, the more powerful it becomes. It's also important that the image resonates emotionally with you. Feel the excitement, relief, and joy of having what you desire. Your emotions are the fuel that brings the mental image to life and connects you with the frequency of your desires. Visualization is a key part of this process. As you close your eyes and picture your goal in your mind, imagine it as already being achieved. Picture yourself already living in the reality that you want to create. See it, feel it, and experience it as if it has already happened. This is essential because when you create a mental image of a desired outcome, as if it is already true, your subconscious mind begins to align with that outcome. You start acting in ways that reflect the image you are holding in your mind, which in turn makes it easier to attract the circumstances, people, and opportunities that will bring your desires to fruition. The key to creating a mental image that works is to engage all of your senses. The more sensory detail you can add to your mental image, the more real it will seem to your subconscious mind. For example, if you are visualizing a new home, imagine the color of the walls, the smell of fresh paint, the texture of the furniture, the sound of your footsteps on the floor, and the warmth of the sunlight coming through the windows. The more vivid the image, the stronger the impression it leaves on your subconscious mind. This helps your mind believe that it is already experiencing the desired reality, and as a result, it starts to act in alignment with that belief. Another important aspect of creating a mental image is repetition. The more often you imagine your desired reality, the more it will impress upon your subconscious mind. This repetition is what turns the image from a mere thought to a belief. Just as you would practice a skill over and over to become proficient, you must continually reinforce the mental image of your desired outcome. Over time, this repetition creates a mental habit. It becomes second nature for you to visualize success, happiness, or abundance, and you will start to see those things manifest in your life. In addition to visualization, the power of affirmations can be used to further solidify your mental image. When you speak affirmations, especially those that are aligned with your mental images, you reinforce the belief that the desired outcome is already yours. For example, if you are visualizing a successful business, your affirmation might be, "I am thriving in my business, and it is growing every day." By repeating this affirmation, you are not only reinforcing the mental image in your mind, but you are also impressing it upon your subconscious, which will then begin to work to bring that affirmation to reality. Another technique that can help in creating and solidifying mental images is feeling as if your desire is already fulfilled. This is often called the feeling of the wish fulfilled. It involves immersing yourself in the emotions you would feel if you had already achieved your goal. When you feel the emotions associated with your desires, you are sending a powerful signal to your subconscious mind that this is your new reality. Your subconscious responds by aligning with this new emotional state, and as a result, your external circumstances begin to shift in a way that reflects this new feeling. One of the most profound truths about creating mental images is that they are not limited by physical evidence. Just because you cannot see something physically in your life right now does not mean that it is not possible. The act of creating a mental image allows you to move beyond the limitations of the present moment and tap into the limitless potential of the subconscious mind. When you focus on the image of what you want, rather than on the current reality, you open yourself to infinite possibilities. The key is to focus on the image of your desired outcome with complete belief, while letting go of doubt and worry about how or when it will manifest. It's also important to create a mental image that feels right to you. Don't try to visualize something because you think you should want it. Your mental image should be something that resonates deeply with your inner desires. If you try to create an image that isn't aligned with your true self, it won't have the same power. Your desires are already within you, and the more you listen to your inner guidance, the clearer your mental images will become. When you create a mental image that feels authentic and true to you, it becomes much easier to manifest. The practice of creating mental images is not just about achieving specific desires, it's also about transforming your life and mindset. By regularly visualizing your goals, you are training your mind to focus on what you want, rather than what you don't want. This shift in focus can create a profound change in how you perceive the world and interact with it. When you consistently create and hold positive mental images, you begin to expect the best from life, and this expectation begins to shape your experiences. Creating a mental image is a powerful act of creation. It's the first step in bringing your desires into reality. By using all of your senses, engaging your emotions, and repeating the process, you strengthen the impression your mental image makes on your subconscious mind. Over time, your assumptions will shift to reflect the mental image you've created, and the external world will begin to reflect your inner world. Trust in the power of your imagination and allow it to shape your reality in ways you never thought possible. Your thoughts create your world, use them wisely. Emotional connection is the secret ingredient that transforms a simple thought or desire into a powerful force of manifestation. It is the missing link that turns an abstract idea into a tangible reality. When you form an emotional connection with your desires, you don't just imagine them, you feel them as if they are already a part of your life. This emotional resonance is what activates the subconscious mind, sending out vibrations that align with your desires and drawing those desires closer to you. Creating an emotional connection with your desires starts with identifying how you would feel if you already had what you wanted. What emotions would you experience in your desired reality? Would you feel joy, peace, excitement, or gratitude? These emotions are crucial because they align you with the frequency of your desire. If you can feel these emotions as if they are already a part of your life, you are sending a signal to the universe that you are in alignment with what you desire. For example, if you are visualizing financial abundance, it's not enough to just see piles of money or imagine your dream home. You must feel the relief, freedom, and security that financial abundance brings. Imagine the joy of being able to give freely to others, the satisfaction of achieving your financial goals, and the peace that comes with financial stability. As you immerse yourself in these emotions, you become a magnet for the very thing you desire. The key to creating an emotional connection is to engage your entire being. Your emotions are not just something you think about, they are felt deeply in your body. As you connect emotionally with your desires, allow those emotions to move through you. Feel the excitement rise in your chest, the warmth in your heart, or the butterflies in your stomach. The stronger and more vivid the emotion, the more power it has to influence your subconscious mind. This emotional energy is what fuels the manifestation process. When you experience emotions related to your desires, your vibration shifts. You start to resonate with the energy of your goals, and this resonance attracts the people, opportunities, and circumstances that align with your desires. In this way, emotional connection acts as a magnet, pulling your desired reality into your experience. Your emotions shape the experiences you attract into your life. The law of attraction operates on the frequency of emotions, and by cultivating positive emotions related to your desires, you raise your vibrational frequency, making it easier for your desires to materialize. It's important to note that emotions are not just a tool for manifesting material desires. They also play a significant role in manifesting personal growth, healing, and transformation. When you emotionally connect with the feeling of being healthy, confident, or at peace, you invite those states of being into your life. The emotional connection to your ideal self is what helps you embody the qualities you desire to cultivate, whether it's inner peace, self-love, or strength. When you feel yourself becoming the person you wish to be, you align your actions, thoughts, and energy with that vision, which speeds up the manifestation process. The process of creating an emotional connection with your desires can be deeply transformative. It helps you to overcome limiting beliefs and emotional blocks that might be preventing you from manifesting your goals. For instance, if you desire a loving relationship but have experienced heartbreak or disappointment in the past, it's important to heal the emotional wounds and align your current emotional state with the love you desire. By connecting emotionally with the feeling of unconditional love, joy, and companionship, you are recalibrating your energy and removing any emotional resistance that might be hindering your manifestation. Emotional connection also fosters a deeper sense of gratitude. When you connect emotionally with your desires, you begin to feel grateful for them even before they materialize. This gratitude amplifies the energy of your desires and sends out a powerful signal of abundance to the universe. Gratitude is one of the highest vibrational emotions, and when you are in a state of gratitude, you attract more things to be grateful for. By emotionally connecting with the feelings of having already achieved your desires, you naturally cultivate a sense of deep appreciation and joy, which only strengthens the manifestation process. It's also important to remember that emotional connection doesn't require perfection. It's not about suppressing negative emotions or pretending that everything is always positive. Life is filled with challenges, and it's natural to experience a range of emotions. However, the key is to focus more on the emotions that are in alignment with your desires. By intentionally creating moments where you feel connected to the positive emotions tied to your desires, you begin to shift your energy and mindset toward what you want, rather than focusing on the absence of it. Emotional connection is the bridge between desire and manifestation. It turns a thought or wish into a tangible reality by infusing it with powerful, life-changing emotions. By consciously connecting with the emotions that align with your desires, you activate the subconscious mind to bring those desires into your reality. As you continue to feel and resonate with the emotions of your desires, you attract the circumstances and experiences that reflect those feelings. Remember, the power of manifestation lies in your ability to emotionally connect with your desires and allow those emotions to guide you toward the life you wish to create. When you make that emotional connection, you open the door to limitless possibilities, and your desires begin to unfold in miraculous ways. Repetition and focus are two of the most powerful tools in the process of manifestation. They are the means by which your desires move from the realm of thought into the tangible world. Repetition ensures that your thoughts and beliefs are consistently aligned with your goals, while focus amplifies the power of your intentions, directing your energy toward your desires with precision and clarity. Together, they create a potent force that transforms the invisible into the visible. Repetition is not just about repeating words or affirmations, it is about consistently directing your thoughts and feelings toward your desired outcome. Your mind is like a garden, and whatever seeds you plant in it through repetitive thinking and speaking will grow. If you plant seeds of doubt, fear, or worry, those are the fruits you will harvest. But if you plant seeds of belief, certainty, and positivity through repetitive thoughts and affirmations, you will eventually see those desires manifest in your life. The more often you focus on your goals and reinforce them through repetitive mental imagery or affirmations, the stronger your belief in their possibility becomes. The key to repetition is consistency. You cannot expect to manifest your desires by thinking about them once in a while. Just as a plant needs regular watering to grow, your dreams need consistent attention. This might mean engaging in daily practices such as visualization, affirmations, or meditation to keep your mind focused on your goal. The more you repeat the thought of your desire, the more you reinforce it in your subconscious mind, which is where the real power lies. The subconscious mind cannot distinguish between what is real and what is imagined. Therefore, by repeatedly thinking about your desires and experiencing the emotions tied to them, your subconscious begins to accept them as reality, guiding you toward the actions and opportunities that will bring them into existence. Focus is equally essential in this process. While repetition ensures that your thoughts are aligned with your desires, focus channels that energy toward a single goal. Focus is the concentrated attention on your desired outcome without distraction or wavering. But it is the ability to block out the noise and external influences that might try to convince you that your desires are unattainable or that your efforts are in vain. Focus allows you to see the end result with clarity, and it helps you maintain a steady course toward your goal, regardless of any obstacles that might arise along the way. When you focus on your desire, you are telling the universe and your subconscious mind that this is your priority. Your attention becomes like a laser beam, cutting through the clutter of everyday life and honing in on the outcome you wish to create. Whether you are focusing on financial abundance, personal growth, or a specific relationship, the power of focus ensures that you are consistently working toward that goal without being pulled off track by distractions or doubts. The combination of repetition and focus is what allows you to bypass the conscious mind's resistance and programming. The conscious mind often throws up roadblocks to manifestation, fueled by limiting beliefs and fears. However, through repetition, you bypass this resistance and begin to implant new ideas and beliefs that are in alignment with your desires. When you focus with clarity and intention, you remove any doubt or uncertainty, creating an unshakable belief in the possibility of your dreams. One of the greatest benefits of repetition and focus is that they help you stay aligned with your vision, even in moments of doubt or uncertainty. The journey toward manifestation is not always linear. There will be times when it feels like your desires are far away, or that nothing is happening. But by repeatedly focusing on the desired outcome and reinforcing your belief in its arrival, you will begin to see signs that your manifestations are on their way. Focus and repetition also help you to overcome fear and negative thinking. Every time you focus on your goals and repeat the affirmations or mental images related to your desires, you are essentially reprogramming your mind. You are replacing old, limiting beliefs with new, empowering ones. Every time you repeat a positive affirmation or visual image, it becomes more deeply ingrained in your subconscious mind. As your beliefs begin to shift, you naturally start to feel more confident and optimistic, which further fuels your manifestation process. Repetition and focus also encourage action. It is not enough to simply think about what you want. You must be prepared to act on the opportunities and impulses that come your way. When you focus on your desires, you become more attuned to the subtle nudges and inspirations that will guide you toward your goal. Repetition makes these inspirations easier to recognize, and focus helps you take decisive action in the right direction. Your thoughts and actions become harmonized, and this alignment accelerates the manifestation process. Furthermore, repetition and focus create a sense of momentum. The more consistently you focus on your desires and repeat the practices that align you with them, the more energy and motivation you will have to keep going. This momentum carries you forward even when challenges arise, and it makes the process of manifestation feel natural and effortless. As you continue to focus on your desires with unwavering belief, you create a powerful cycle of positive reinforcement that propels you toward your goals. When you focus your energy and consistently repeat your desires, you are building a strong foundation for your manifestations. You are establishing a mental and emotional state that is congruent with the reality you wish to create. Your belief system shifts, your actions align with your goals, and your subconscious mind begins to work in harmony with your desires. The result is a life that reflects the consistent focus and repetitive energy you have poured into it. In order to harness the full potential of repetition and focus, it is important to cultivate patience and trust in the process. Manifestation is not always instantaneous. It requires time for the energy you are sending out to come back to you in the form of opportunities, people, and circumstances. Repetition and focus help you maintain faith during the waiting period, ensuring that you continue to believe in the arrival of your desires, even when they have not yet fully materialized. As you work with repetition and focus, always remember to maintain a sense of gratitude and appreciation for the process. Gratitude amplifies the power of your desires, helping you stay in alignment with the energy of abundance and possibility. As you continue to repeat your thoughts and focus your attention, feel gratitude for the manifestations that are on their way, knowing that each step brings you closer to your ultimate goal. Repetition and focus are the keys to turning your dreams into reality. By consistently directing your thoughts, emotions, and energy toward your desires, and by maintaining a laser-sharp focus on the outcome, you activate the full power of the mind to bring your desires to life. Through repetition, you reinforce your beliefs, reprogram your subconscious mind, and overcome limiting doubts. With focus, you eliminate distractions and channel your energy toward a single goal, ensuring that every action you take brings you closer to your desired reality. Together, these two forces create an unstoppable momentum that propels you toward the life you have always envisioned. Surrendering to the process is a concept that requires trust, patience, and an understanding of the flow of life. It is the art of letting go, of relinquishing control, and allowing the universe or the forces of life to guide you toward your desires. Surrendering does not mean giving up, it means aligning your actions, thoughts, and emotions with your desired outcome while trusting that the right things will unfold at the right time. It's the recognition that you do not need to force your way through life, but instead you need to allow things to happen naturally and in divine timing. At the heart of surrendering is the idea of releasing the need for control. Often people become attached to how their desires should manifest, when they should manifest, and even the steps they need to take. This attachment can create tension and frustration as it goes against the natural rhythm of life. When you surrender, you let go of the how and when and trust that what is meant for you will find its way to you in the perfect form. This allows you to free yourself from anxiety and worry, trusting the process without needing to micromanage it. Surrendering to the process also involves understanding that timing is crucial. The universe, or whatever higher power you believe in, operates on its own timetable. It may not always match the timing you envision for yourself, but it is always working for your highest good. Often people struggle when things do not happen immediately or according to their schedule. However, when you surrender, you trust that there is a bigger plan at work, and that plan is unfolding at the perfect moment. The seeds you plant through your thoughts, actions, and emotions take time to grow and bear fruit. Surrendering means trusting that the time for those fruits to appear is on its way. Surrender is not passive. It is not about sitting back and doing nothing. It is about taking inspired action while trusting that your efforts will lead you toward your goal, even when you cannot see the entire path ahead. It is the willingness to take steps forward with faith and the knowledge that each step brings you closer to your desired reality. There is power in surrender because it allows you to stay grounded in the present moment, focusing on what you can control while releasing the need to control everything else. One of the most important aspects of surrender is releasing fear. Fear often arises when we feel uncertain or when we believe we need to control every aspect of our journey. When we surrender, we are acknowledging that fear has no place in our lives. Fear holds us back from taking action, from trusting ourselves, and from believing in the process. Surrendering means stepping into faith, knowing that the universe has your back and that everything you need to manifest your desires will come to you in due time. Fear only blocks your progress, but surrendering allows you to move forward with confidence and peace. Another powerful aspect of surrendering is learning to listen to your intuition. When you let go of the need to control every situation, you become more attuned to your inner guidance. Your intuition speaks to you through feelings, nudges, and inspiration. Surrendering means trusting these subtle whispers and acting upon them. It is through listening to your inner voice that you are guided toward the right opportunities, relationships, and actions that will lead you to your goals. When you stop forcing things to happen, you open yourself up to the flow of life, and you begin to see the signs and synchronicities that will guide you along your journey. Patience is a critical element of surrendering. In our fast-paced world, we are often conditioned to expect immediate results. However, true transformation takes time. Manifestation is a process, and sometimes it requires you to stay the course even when things are not yet visible on the surface. When you surrender, you learn to trust that the unfolding of your desires is not always instantaneous. It is a journey that requires you to stay patient, knowing that every step is moving you closer to your goal. Trusting the process means understanding that your desires are being nurtured and prepared in the unseen realm, ready to materialize when the time is right. Surrendering is also about embracing the unknown. It is natural to want to know every detail of how things will unfold, but part of surrender is allowing space for mystery and surprise. Life often has a way of exceeding our expectations and bringing us something even better than we imagined. When you let go of rigid expectations and remain open to the unknown, you create space for miracles to happen. Surrendering to the process means not only trusting that things will work out, but also being willing to be amazed by how they do. In surrendering, there is a deep sense of peace that comes with knowing you have done all that you can do, and now you trust that the universe will take care of the rest. It's like planting a seed in the ground. You water it, give it sunlight, and nurture it, but you trust that it will grow in its own time. You do not need to dig up the seed every day to see if it is sprouting, because you trust that the process is happening beneath the surface. When you surrender, you release the need to micromanage, and instead, you allow life to unfold as it should. Sometimes surrendering means letting go of limiting beliefs, past wounds, or attachments to old outcomes. We often hold on to past disappointments or failures, which block our ability to receive new blessings. Surrendering requires you to release the past, forgive, and move forward with an open heart. It's about clearing the space for new opportunities and trusting that what is meant for you is already on its way. You must believe that you are worthy of receiving the good things that life has in store for you, and surrendering allows you to let go of any resistance to that flow. Surrendering to the process is ultimately an act of love for yourself and the journey that you are on. It is about trusting that you are supported, guided, and cared for by a higher power. When you surrender, you let go of doubt, fear, and control, and you allow life to lead you down a path that is aligned with your deepest desires. You give yourself permission to relax, to flow with life, and to trust that everything is unfolding perfectly. Surrender is not a sign of weakness, but of strength and faith. It is the act of letting go of everything that no longer serves you and allowing the divine to take over, knowing that what is meant for you will always find its way to you. In surrendering, you embrace the truth that everything is happening in divine order, and your desires are already on their way to you. The process is not something to fear, but something to embrace with joy, knowing that every moment is part of the magnificent journey that is leading you to exactly where you need to be. Close your eyes for a moment and imagine the life you desire, not as a wish, not as a distant hope, but as a reality unfolding in this very moment. Feel the warmth of its presence, the joy of its manifestation. The secret lies in living from the end, not in yearning for it, not in longing, but in embodying the fulfillment of your dream right here and now. This is not a passive process, it is an active assumption of the truth that what you desire already exists within you. The world you see around you is but a mirror, reflecting the beliefs and feelings you hold deep within. If you look at your current circumstances and think they define you, you are mistaken. Circumstances are shadows cast by your inner state. Change the light within, and the shadow must shift. Dare to claim that you are already what you desire to be, that you already have what you dream of having. This is the essence of living in the end. Doubt may whisper to you that this is merely fantasy, that you are deluding yourself. But I say to you, the only delusion is to believe that the outer world is fixed and unchangeable. The truth is, the outer world bends to the will of the inner. Your imagination, when coupled with conviction, is the most powerful force in creation. It is not idle daydreaming, it is the seed from which all realities spring. When you live in the end, you align yourself with the feeling of your wish fulfilled. What would it feel like to wake up tomorrow already possessing your dream? How would you speak, act, think, and move through your day? Let those feelings saturate your being. Let them take root in your imagination and grow into the harvest of your reality. This is not a call to force or struggle. Manifestation does not arise from toil but from a quiet certainty, a gentle knowing that what you desire is already yours. Rest in this certainty. Speak as if it is true. Walk as if it is done. Your conviction creates pathways unseen, opportunities unimaginable, and outcomes inevitable. The world outside may not shift instantly, but within, the transformation is immediate. And as within, so without. There will be moments when the evidence of the outer world tempts you to doubt. When that happens, return to the truth. Close your eyes, feel the end again, and rest there. Do not fight with appearances, they are but echoes of an old state. Persist in your inner vision, and the world must conform to it. Living in the end is not merely a technique, it is a way of being. It is the conscious choice to dwell in the fulfillment of your desire and let that state govern your thoughts and actions. It is a sacred act of creation, for you are not merely hoping for a better future, you are shaping it, calling it forth and bringing it to life. The power is yours. Use it wisely, use it boldly, and watch as your dream life unfolds before your very eyes. Feel yourself stepping into a reality where your dreams are no longer distant aspirations but a present truth. There is no separation between you and what you desire except the illusion of time. Time as you know it is not linear, it bends and folds to the will of consciousness. When you live in the end, you collapse time. You bring the fulfillment of your dream from the realm of someday into the eternal now. And this now is where all creation begins. It is not your effort that shapes the world, but your belief. The outer world is like a vast canvas, painted by the colors of your inner assumptions. If you assume lack, the canvas reflects lack. If you assume abundance, the canvas blooms with it. This is why the greatest work you will ever do is not in the world of action, but in the realm of imagination. Here in this sacred space within you hold the power to create, to mold, and to transform. To live in the end requires a discipline of mind and heart. You must detach from the evidence of your senses, for they often deceive. The world you perceive is simply a shadow of yesterday's beliefs, a reflection of past thoughts made manifest. But today, in this moment, you hold the brush. Will you paint more of the same, or will you dare to create something new? Creation begins with a feeling, a knowing, an inner conviction that what you desire is not only possible, but already done. Begin to see yourself as the person you aspire to be. Do not wait for external validation, it will come only after the inner transformation. Speak from the state of your fulfilled desire, not to convince others, but to solidify your conviction. Walk in the confidence of your realized dream. Let your thoughts align with your new reality, and let every action flow naturally from that alignment. This is not pretense, it is truth manifesting itself through you. When doubts arise, and they will, do not fight them. To resist doubt is to give it power. Instead, gently turn your focus back to your vision. Remind yourself of the truth, what you imagine and feel with conviction is already yours. The external world is malleable, and its apparent resistance is merely the last echo of an old state. Persist in your assumption, and the echo will fade. The world must rearrange itself to match the clarity of your inner vision. Imagine a seed planted in fertile soil. The gardener does not dig it up every day to check its progress. Instead, they water it, provide sunlight, and trust in the natural process of growth. So too must you trust in the process of manifestation. Once you have assumed the feeling of your wish fulfilled, nurture it with faith and persistence. Do not doubt its unfolding, even if the signs are not immediately apparent. The seed knows how to grow, and so does your dream. Living in the end also means releasing the need to control every detail of how your desire will manifest. The how is not your concern, it belongs to the infinite intelligence that governs all creation. Your role is to know what you want and to feel its reality so vividly that the path to its realization becomes inevitable. Trust that the way will reveal itself in perfect timing. often in ways you could never have planned or imagined. When you align with the state of your fulfilled desire, the world begins to shift in subtle yet profound ways. People, events, and circumstances are drawn to you like iron filings to a magnet. Opportunities appear when there seem to be none. Obstacles dissolve, and what once felt impossible becomes effortless. This is not coincidence, it is the law of creation in action. Your inner state is the cause and the outer world is the effect. Remember, the feeling is the secret. To feel the reality of your desire is to bring it into being. Feeling is not mere emotion, it is the deep, resonant conviction that what you imagine is already true. It is the bridge between the seen and the unseen, the physical and the spiritual. As you dwell in the feeling of your wish fulfilled, you harmonize with the frequency of your desire, and like attracts like. Your imagination is the divine gift through which you shape your reality. It is not a tool to escape from the world, but a means to transform it. When you imagine with intention and believe with unwavering faith, you align with the creative power that flows through all things. This power does not discriminate, it responds to your dominant thoughts and feelings, whether they are of abundance or lack, joy or fear. Choose wisely what you give your attention to, for that is what you will create more of. Living in the end is not a passive state, it requires active participation in the unfolding of your dream. Each day, reaffirm your vision. Let your thoughts, words, and actions be consistent with the reality you are creating. If you desire abundance, think, speak, and act as someone who is abundant. If you desire love, embody the qualities of love in your interactions with others. In doing so, you align your outer actions with your inner state, creating a harmonious flow that accelerates the manifestation of your desire. There is a great peace that comes with living in the end. When you know that your dream is already yours, you no longer feel the need to struggle or strive. You can rest in the assurance that the universe is working on your behalf, orchestrating every detail to bring your vision to life. This peace is not complacency, it is the calm confidence of one who knows that the foundation has already been laid and the work is already done. As you move through your day, let your imagination be your guide. If you encounter challenges, use them as opportunities to reaffirm your vision. See them not as obstacles but as stepping stones, each one bringing you closer to your desired reality. When you feel doubt or fear, return to the state of your wish fulfilled. Close your eyes, breathe deeply, and immerse yourself in the feeling of your dream already realized. This simple act can shift your state of being and redirect the course of your life. To live in the end is to live in harmony with the divine order of the universe. It is to recognize that you are not separate from the source of all creation, but an expression of it. Your desires are not random, they are the whispers of your soul, guiding you toward the fulfillment of your purpose. Trust in the wisdom of these desires, and know that they are already yours. The power to bring them into being lies within you, waiting to be claimed. Every moment is an opportunity to create anew. Do not dwell on the past or worry about the future. These are illusions that distract from the truth. The only time that matters is now, and the only reality that exists is the one you choose to create. Live in the end, and let the fulfillment of your dreams guide your every thought, word, and action. As you continue to align yourself with the end result of your desires, you will begin to see that the world around you responds to your inner state. Everything in your life, your relationships, your health, your wealth will start to reflect the fulfillment you have imagined. You may not see these changes all at once, but in the quiet moments when you look with clear eyes, you will notice them. A person who has assumed the feeling of wealth will no longer see lack in their life, even if their bank account still shows a balance that doesn't yet match their dreams. They will act, think, and speak as one who is wealthy, and eventually the world will catch up with their assumption. This process requires patience, not as a passive waiting, but as an active trust. It is the trust that the seed you've planted in the fertile soil of your mind is already growing, even when you cannot yet see its leaves. The fruits of your imagination are ripening behind the scenes, and just because you don't see immediate changes in your outer world doesn't mean that they are not in the works. You don't need to dig up the seed every day to check on its progress. Your job is to nurture it with faith, with belief, and with the knowing that what you have imagined is already on its way to you. Living in the end also means living without the need for external validation. It is the courage to trust your inner vision, even when the outer world presents you with evidence to the contrary. The moment you allow the external world to dictate your internal state, you lose your power. You must become the master of your inner world, not a servant to the conditions of your life. As you live in the end, you must be willing to let go of old beliefs and ideas about how things should be, or how things normally happen. Your assumptions about reality shape it, and if you have been taught that life is hard or that success takes time, you must now make the conscious choice to release those beliefs. Trust that the reality you want already exists, and that it is not bound by the old rules you once held to be true. The feeling of living in the end is like waking up in the morning and realizing that everything you have dreamed of is already here. You do not have to wait for the world to show you what you want, you already have it. When you live in this state, the way forward is clear. There is no confusion, no indecision, because you already know where you are going. The doubt that once clouded your mind melts away, replaced by a deep certainty that your desires are inevitable. It is this clarity that gives you the courage to take the necessary steps toward the fulfillment of your dreams. You do not wait for the world to give you permission to act. You act because you already know that the end result is assured. In this state of fulfillment, you become a magnet for the things you want. People, places, and opportunities will appear as if by magic, drawn to you because your inner state is in perfect alignment with your desires. If you feel abundant, you will attract abundance. If you feel loved, you will attract love. If you feel healthy, you will draw vitality to you. This is the law of attraction in its purest form. It is not a random or mystical force. It is the natural response of the universe to your inner state. The law does not judge, it simply reflects. It is an impersonal, neutral force that obeys the laws of creation. Your mind is a powerful tool, one that shapes your world with every thought. The key to living in the end is to master this tool. When you begin to intentionally choose your thoughts, to see your world as already fulfilled, the external world must follow. You must remember that your thoughts are not just idle musings, they are the building blocks of your reality. Every time you think about your dream life, you are adding another layer of manifestation to the creation process. Every time you feel the joy, peace, and gratitude that comes with knowing your desires are already fulfilled, you are accelerating their appearance in the world. But this requires discipline. The mind is like a wild horse, constantly running in different directions. The challenge is to bring it back into alignment with the truth you are creating. When the mind wanders into doubt or fear, gently remind yourself of the truth that your desire is already yours, and all that is required is for you to live as though it is already fulfilled. The more you practice this discipline, the more natural it becomes, until one day you look up and realize that the life you've been imagining is no longer a distant dream, but your current reality. Time is a construct created by the physical world, but in the realm of creation, time is irrelevant. The law of creation does not operate within the confines of time, it operates in the present moment. Your desire exists now, not in the future. When you think of your dream life as something that will happen tomorrow, you are delaying its manifestation. The truth is, it is already here. You need not wait. You do not have to do anything to bring it closer. All you must do is recognize its presence. When you live in the end, time becomes irrelevant. There is no past, no future, only the present moment in which you experience the fullness of your dreams. This living in the end is not an escape from the world, nor is it about denying reality. It is about transforming it. It is about living with the awareness that what you desire is already yours and allowing the world to reflect that truth. It is about bringing your mind, your feelings, and your actions into alignment with the vision of your fulfilled dream. You are not waiting for something to happen, you are living as though it has already happened. This shift in perception is what makes all the difference. It is not about striving or struggling. The world does not respond to force, it responds to energy. When you live in the energy of your fulfilled desire, the world must mirror that energy back to you. It is the law of the universe, and it is inescapable. When you live in the end, you stop pushing against life. Instead, you move with it. You flow with the current of your own dreams, and the current will carry you to the shore of your desires. As you continue on this path of living in the end, remember that it is not about waiting for the world to change. It is about recognizing that you are the change. You are the creator of your reality. Your thoughts, your feelings, and your assumptions are the keys that unlock the door to your dream life. The world is waiting for you to realize this truth and step into your power. When you do, the entire universe will align with your vision, and all that you desire will flow to you effortlessly. The time to live in the end is now. The time to claim your dream life is now. It has always been now. All that you have to do is step into the reality that is already yours. When you step into this understanding, you release the notion of struggle. Struggle is simply resistance to what is already yours. It is the resistance to the flow of the universe and the natural law of creation. It is not that life is meant to be difficult, but that many people have been conditioned to believe that it must be. When you trust in the end result, you stop fighting, stop waiting for the right moment or right opportunity, because you know that all of that is already happening. The key to unlocking your desires lies in the ability to live fully in the end, to see the desired reality as your present reality. When you live from the place of the end, you realize that you no longer need to change anything in the outer world for it to shift. Instead, you change the inner world, knowing that the outer world will follow. This inner shift is not something you need to make happen by force. It is a natural process, like a flower blooming. The flower does not strain to open, it simply does. Similarly, when you live from the end, it is not a forced effort, but a relaxed awareness of the fulfillment that is already in place. You stop waiting for things to be perfect before you start living your dream life, because perfection is already embedded in the vision you hold. One of the most important aspects of living in the end is to understand that your feelings are your strongest guide. If you want to know what you are creating, simply look at how you feel. Your feelings are the reflection of your inner state and your beliefs. If you feel poor, inadequate, or lacking, then that is what you are creating in your life. But when you feel wealthy, fulfilled, and at peace with yourself, the outer world begins to mirror that same energy. Emotions are the language of creation. They are the foundation of every thought, every belief, every action. If you desire to experience abundance, you must first begin to feel abundant. If you desire to experience love, you must first feel loved. The idea that you must change your circumstances before you can feel good is a misconception. It is your feelings that change your circumstances, not the other way around. The world does not need to adjust itself to your desires. You must adjust yourself to the world you wish to see. This adjustment is not hard work, it is a gentle unfolding of the truth that what you desire is already yours. Once you accept this truth, you no longer see the world as something that is out of your control. Instead, you see it as something that responds to the frequency you are emitting. You become the cause, not the effect. You no longer have to react to life you created. Many people spend their entire lives waiting for circumstances to change before they begin to live their dream life. They wait for the right time, the right opportunity, or the perfect moment. But the key is to recognize that the perfect moment is always now. The perfect moment is always in the present. Your dream life is not something that will happen one day in the future. It is already unfolding in the present. You simply have to choose to see it that way. When you choose to live from the end, you stop waiting and start living. You begin to see every moment as an opportunity to step into your fulfilled reality, to embrace the feelings of joy, peace, and gratitude that come with knowing that your desires are already on their way to you. This is where the magic happens. When you stop waiting for the world to change, the world changes. The moment you begin to live from the end, your reality shifts. People, situations, and opportunities start to appear that align with your new state of being. It is as if the universe conspires to bring you everything you need. But this shift does not happen by chance. It happens because you are living in alignment with your true desires, and the world must respond to that alignment. You are a creator, not a bystander. Living in the end means trusting that everything you need is already on its way. When you hold the vision of your desired life in your mind, you are sending out a signal to the universe that you are ready to receive. The universe responds to that signal by bringing you the people, the opportunities, and the resources that will help you manifest your desires. But this process requires trust. You cannot manifest your dream life if you constantly doubt its arrival. Doubt is the opposite of trust, and when you doubt, you block the flow of your desires. Trusting in the end is about living with the certainty that what you desire is already yours. It means having faith in the process, even when you cannot see how it is unfolding. It is easy to trust when things are going well, but true trust is tested when things seem to be falling apart. In those moments, you must remind yourself that everything is working out for your highest good. The world may appear to be chaotic, but the law of creation is always at work. Your inner state determines your reality, not the outer circumstances. Living in the end also means becoming aware of the thoughts you entertain. Thoughts are the seeds from which your reality grows. If you want to manifest your dream life, you must think thoughts that align with that vision. This does not mean that you must suppress negative thoughts, but rather that you must consciously choose to replace them with thoughts that empower you. When you think about your desires, think about them as though they have already been fulfilled. See yourself already living the life you desire, and feel the emotions of that fulfilled state. The more you practice this, the more natural it becomes, until your default state is one of living in the end. You are the creator of your reality, and the moment you take responsibility for your thoughts, your feelings, and your assumptions, you begin to shape the world around you. You stop waiting for life to happen to you, and you start creating the life you want. This power is available to you right now, and it is waiting for you to claim it. When you live in the end, you live in the truth that your desires are already fulfilled, and that the life you dream of is already yours. There is nothing to wait for. There is only the present moment, and in that moment, everything you desire is already on its way to you. In the end, the secret to manifesting your dream life is not about doing more or trying harder. It is about stepping into the reality of your fulfilled desires and living from that place. When you live in the end, the world must respond. It is the natural law of creation. You are the cause, and the world is the effect. As you step into this understanding, you will see that everything you have ever wanted is already on its way to you. The moment you begin to live in the end is the moment your life changes forever. When you start to embrace the power of living in the end, you recognize that you are no longer bound by the limitations of time and space. Your mind is a powerful tool, and your ability to create is limitless. By imagining the end result and living in it as if it were already your present reality, you open yourself up to infinite possibilities. This is not wishful thinking, it is the conscious act of engaging with the universe's natural order and order that is already working for you. The universe operates on frequencies and vibrations, and when you think, feel, and act as if your dreams have already been realized, you match the frequency of those dreams. The universe responds accordingly, aligning with the state you have adopted. This is the essence of manifesting your dream life. It's not about working harder or achieving more externally, but about shifting your internal world to align with the end result you seek. Once this shift occurs, the external world follows suit. It is like tuning a musical instrument to the right pitch. The moment you align your thoughts and feelings, everything harmonizes perfectly. Living in the end is also about letting go of any attachment to the how of your manifestation. The mind loves to figure things out, to control the process, but that is not necessary. The how is the domain of the universe, not yours. The moment you try to control how things will unfold, you create resistance. But when you surrender to the process and trust that everything will unfold in perfect timing, you allow the universe to bring your desires to you effortlessly. You stop forcing and start flowing. The more you trust the process, the more you begin to see how everything falls into place, often in ways you could not have predicted or planned. There will inevitably be moments when doubt arises, and when this happens, remind yourself of your power. Doubt is merely the ego's way of trying to keep you from stepping into the fullness of your potential. But remember, doubt is not the truth. The truth is that everything you desire is already in motion, and you need only remain faithful to that knowing. Whenever doubt comes, simply return to the feeling of the end result, visualize the outcome, feel it in your bones, and watch as the doubt dissolves. Your commitment to living from the end is the most powerful tool in your manifestation journey. It's important to recognize that living in the end is not just about envisioning the big dreams. Manifesting a dream life is about living every moment as if it is part of your desired reality. It's the little things that matter just as much as the grand ones. You may want to manifest financial abundance, but living in the end means seeing yourself already abundant, not just in your bank account, but in every area of your life. How do you feel when you walk into a room? How do you carry yourself? How do you speak to others? These seemingly small actions are reflections of your belief in your own abundance. The same applies to your relationships. If you desire loving and supportive relationships, you must first live in the end by seeing yourself already surrounded by people who uplift and support you. This doesn't mean you wait for the people to show up first. It means you begin to treat yourself as if you are already in the presence of love and kindness. This is the natural flow of energy when you live from the place of fulfillment, love, and abundance. That is what you attract into your life. You align with the energy of your desires, and the universe mirrors that energy back to you. Living in the end means releasing any limiting beliefs you may have about what is possible for you. Perhaps you've been taught that success requires struggle, or that your dreams are only for a select few. But when you live in the end, you shatter these limitations. You see yourself as worthy of everything you desire. Worthiness is not something that is earned or attained through hard work or sacrifice. It is an inherent state of being. You are worthy simply because you exist. The moment you accept your worth, you open yourself up to the infinite abundance that the universe is ready to provide you. In this process of manifesting your dream life, you will encounter moments of discomfort, but remember that discomfort is not failure, it is growth. When you begin to step into the life you truly desire, there will be an inevitable period of adjustment. Old patterns, beliefs, and fears will rise to the surface. These are not signs that your manifestation is not working, they are signs that you are moving forward. Every time you face an old belief and choose to release it, you become closer to fully embodying the end result you desire. The true power of living in the end lies in your ability to embody the state of already having what you want. This requires you to be consistent in your thoughts, feelings, and actions. As you begin to consistently live from the place of fulfillment and success, you begin to notice that the world around you begins to shift. People respond to you differently, situations unfold with ease, and the opportunities you once hoped for now become a reality. Your dreams no longer feel distant, they feel close, real, and immediate. When you fully embrace living in the end, you enter into a state of grace. Life begins to unfold effortlessly because you are no longer resisting the flow of your desires. You understand that the universe is always working in your favor, and you trust that everything you desire is already on its way to you. You stop chasing after things and begin to allow them to come to you. When you stop pursuing, you start attracting. This is the magic of living in the end. Living in the end is a practice of trust, surrender, and alignment. It's about trusting that your desires are already fulfilled, surrendering to the process of creation, and aligning your inner world with the external world you wish to see. The more you practice living in the end, the more you begin to see the fruits of your labor, your dream life manifesting effortlessly before your eyes. Remember, the universe responds to the energy you emit. So start living today as though you have already received everything you desire. Feel the joy, the peace, and the satisfaction of having everything you want right now. When you live in the end, you are not just creating a new reality, you are stepping into the one that has always been waiting for you. And as you step into that reality, everything you have ever wanted will begin to show up. The world will reflect back to you the beauty, abundance, and success that you have already claimed within. In this space of knowing and trusting, you become the master of your own destiny. You are no longer at the mercy of external circumstances, but you are the creator of your world. When you live in the end, you live as if your dreams are not just a possibility, but a present reality. And in that space of living from the end, the universe aligns with you, bringing your desires to fruition in ways that are beyond your wildest imagination. The power of living in the end lies in your ability to claim your dreams as already realized. The moment you begin to live in the end, you take control of your reality. You stop waiting for life to happen to you and start creating the life you want to live. Every thought, every feeling, every action is an expression of your inner state. And when your inner state aligns with the fulfillment of your desires, the outer world must respond in kind. You are a creator, and your dream life is already within your reach. The only thing you must do is live as though it is already yours. As you continue to embrace the concept of living in the end, the transformation begins to unfold in every area of your life. You begin to realize that this is not just a mental exercise, but a way of being. You are shifting the very core of your identity to align with the person who already has what they desire. This is where the true magic lies, not in the pursuit of a goal, but in the embodiment of the goal itself. The moment you align with the feeling of already having what you want, everything starts to shift. Living in the end is a journey of self-discovery. You begin to uncover parts of yourself that you never knew existed, the parts of you that are confident, empowered, and fully aware of their worth. You stop seeing yourself as someone who is striving for something, and instead you see yourself as someone who is already there. You stop seeking validation from external sources because you have already validated yourself. You stop comparing your journey to others, knowing that your path is uniquely yours. In the beginning, it may feel strange to fully embody the end result, especially when the physical evidence hasn't yet materialized. But remember, what you see in the physical world is just a reflection of your inner state. The more you live from the end, the more you will see those inner shifts reflected in your outer reality. The world around you will start to mirror your new way of being. People will start to treat you differently. Opportunities that were once out of reach will now be within your grasp. The doors that seemed closed will begin to open effortlessly. Living in the end requires you to step into a higher state of consciousness. It asks you to move beyond the limitations of your current circumstances and trust that you are worthy of the life you are creating. When you make the decision to live in the end, you are choosing to operate from a place of abundance, not scarcity. You stop focusing on what is lacking and instead focus on what is already abundant in your life. This shift in focus is what allows the floodgates of abundance to open. One of the most powerful aspects of living in the end is that it helps you break free from the trap of waiting. When you live from the end, you are no longer waiting for something to change in order to feel fulfilled. You are no longer waiting for a specific event or circumstance to validate your desires. Instead, you are already living as if that event or circumstance has already occurred. This is what allows you to take control of your life. You realize that you are not a passive observer of your own story, you are the author. You are the one who decides how the story unfolds. Living in the end is also about the recognition that your desires are already fulfilled in the spiritual realm, and that it is only a matter of time before they manifest in the physical. The universe is constantly moving to bring your desires to fruition, and the more you align with the end result, the quicker this process unfolds. Your job is not to force or control the outcome, but to maintain your alignment with your desires. The universe will take care of the details. When you stop doubting and second-guessing, you allow the universe to do its work in the most beautiful and miraculous ways. It's important to remember that living in the end is a practice. It's not something that you do once and then forget about. It requires consistent effort and mindfulness. You must continually bring yourself back to the end result, especially when old thoughts or beliefs try to creep in. When you are tempted to fall back into old patterns of thinking, take a deep breath and return to the feeling of already having what you desire. The more you do this, the easier it becomes to maintain that state of living from the end. Living in the end also means letting go of resistance. Resistance is the energy that comes from fear, doubt, and worry. It is the belief that something is not possible, or that you are not worthy of your desires. Resistance often arises when we are not fully trusting in the process of creation. But when you live in the end, you trust that everything is unfolding exactly as it should. You know that there is no need to force or struggle because everything is already on its way to you. The power of living in the end is that it allows you to transcend time. You are no longer constrained by the ticking clock, always wondering when your desires will manifest. Instead, you step into the timeless space of the present moment, where everything is already available to you. You are no longer looking ahead to some future moment when things will be different. You are living fully in the present, as if everything you desire has already arrived. This shift in perception is one of the most profound aspects of living in the end. It requires you to let go of the idea of time as a linear process and embrace the idea that everything is happening in the now. When you live in the end, you no longer wait for your desires to come to you. You recognize that they are already here, and you simply allow them to unfold before you. The moment you stop waiting for something to happen is the moment it begins to happen. The moment you stop yearning for change is the moment change becomes inevitable. You begin to understand that your thoughts and feelings are the only things standing between you and your desires. When you align your thoughts and feelings with the end result, you are essentially removing all barriers to your manifestation. It's as if you are clearing the path for your dreams to come into your reality. And once that path is cleared, the universe rushes in to meet you, bringing everything you desire with it. As you continue to live in the end, you will notice that your reality starts to shift in ways that feel effortless. Things that once seemed difficult or unattainable will now flow to you with ease. You will begin to attract the people, opportunities, and circumstances that align with your desires. The more you live from the end result, the more you will notice how the universe conspires to bring your dreams to life. The power of living in the end also lies in your ability to inspire others. When you live from a place of fulfillment and abundance, you naturally attract those who resonate with your energy. Your confidence, peace, and joy become contagious, and others begin to see the possibilities for themselves. You become a living example of what is possible when you trust in the process and align with your desires. Your success becomes a beacon of light for others, showing them that they too can manifest their dreams by simply living in the end. Living in the end is about being so in tune with your desires that you no longer need to see them to believe in them. You believe in your dreams with such certainty that the physical world has no choice but to reflect that belief. You realize that the outer world is a mirror of your inner state, and by changing your internal world, you automatically change your external circumstances. This is the power of living from the end result. As you continue to practice living in the end, you begin to feel more confident in your ability to create the life you desire. You start to understand that nothing is outside of your reach. Your dreams are not some distant fantasy, they are your birthright. You are not waiting for the world to give you permission to live your dream life. You are stepping into that life right now. You are choosing to embody your dreams in every moment, knowing that the universe will reflect that choice back to you. And as you do this, your life begins to unfold in ways that are beyond your wildest imagination. Living in the end is the most powerful tool you have to manifest your dream life. By aligning with the end result and living as though your desires are already fulfilled, you activate the creative power within you. You step into the flow of abundance, and everything you desire begins to come to you effortlessly. The more you live in the end, the more your life becomes a reflection of your dreams. And as you continue to live from that place of fulfillment, you will watch as the world around you transforms, bringing your dreams to life in ways that feel miraculous and beautiful. In conclusion, living in the end is not just a method for manifesting your dreams, it is a way of life. It is a conscious choice to embody the version of yourself who has already achieved everything you desire. When you step into that version of yourself, you begin to align with the infinite power within you and recognize that nothing is beyond your reach. By living from the end result, you not only activate the creative forces around you, but also unlock a sense of peace, confidence, and fulfillment that can only come from truly understanding your own potential. The journey of living in the end is a journey of self-mastery. It's a journey that asks you to trust in yourself, in the process, and in the infinite possibilities that are available to you. The world is a reflection of your inner state, and when you live from a place of abundance and certainty, the universe responds by bringing those desires into your reality. Every thought, every feeling, and every action aligned with the end result moves you closer to the life you've always dreamed of. So take a moment today to choose to live in the end. Embrace the person who already has everything they desire, and let go of the need to chase or strive for what is already yours. Trust the process, live with unwavering belief, and watch as the world unfolds before you in the most magical ways. Your dream life is not somewhere out there in the future, it is right here, right now, and it begins with the simple yet profound decision to live in the end. Life is a reflection of your inner world, a mirror that faithfully reproduces the thoughts, feelings, and beliefs you carry within. To understand this is to unlock the door to abundance. Yet so often we find ourselves unknowingly barring the door with the weight of our own doubts and resistance. We say we desire success, happiness, and prosperity, but in the quiet recesses of our minds we entertain fear, hesitation, and disbelief. These are the shadows that block the light of your abundance from shining through. Imagine for a moment that the world around you is not fixed or rigid, but pliable, molded by the impressions you impress upon it. Every thought is a seed, every feeling its nurturing soil, and every belief the climate in which it grows. Yet many of us plant seeds of abundance, but water them with the doubt that they will ever grow. This contradiction is the very act of resistance that repels the success we claim to seek. The key to releasing abundance is not found in striving or efforting, but in alignment. Alignment begins with your inner conviction, the unwavering belief that what you desire is already yours. The moment you place your focus on lack, you tell the universe that lack is what you believe to be real. You reinforce the absence of what you seek by giving it more attention. Every time you wonder when your breakthrough will come, every time you question if you're worthy, you push that very success farther away. Your mind is a powerful creator, but its power is neutral, responding solely to the images and feelings you hold most dominantly. When you align your thoughts with doubt or fear, the creative force works faithfully to bring you experiences that match those vibrations. But when you align with faith, joy, and gratitude for what is already present, even if only in imagination, you invite the full power of abundance to flow into your life. The one thing that must stop is resistance, the inner battle that tells a story of separation between you and your desires. Success does not come because of hard work alone, nor does it require perfection. It flows naturally to the one who knows with absolute certainty that it is already theirs. This is not wishful thinking or blind hope, it is the sacred act of claiming your inheritance. Abundance is your birthright, but it will not force itself upon you. It must be received willingly, with an open heart and mind. Release the need to control every outcome. Let go of the how and when of your desires. The moment you stop micromanaging the universe is the moment you allow divine intelligence to work on your behalf. Trust that every circumstance, no matter how it appears, is conspiring for your good. Even the delays and detours are purposeful, guiding you toward greater alignment. When you begin to focus only on what you wish to experience and hold it in your heart as though it were already so, you transform yourself. You become the vibrational match to the very abundance you seek. The outer world cannot help but rearrange itself to mirror this inner state of being. This is the law, immutable and unchanging. Today, take a moment to silence the chatter of doubt. Close your eyes and imagine your success, not as something distant, but as something already here. Feel it in your body, see it in your mind, and know it with your soul. Let go of the need to question or analyze. Simply accept and watch how life rises to meet your faith. You are more powerful than you have been led to believe. The abundance you seek is not somewhere outside of you, it is within, waiting for you to remove the barriers of resistance and claim it as your own. Trust the process. Stop blocking your abundance by doubting your worth or the timing of your desires. Surrender to the flow, and you will find that success, prosperity, and joy have been waiting for you all along. Life, in its infinite complexity, operates as a reflection of our inner world. The thoughts we entertain, the feelings we embrace, and the beliefs we hold all contribute to shaping the reality we experience. This is not a philosophical abstraction, but a fundamental truth woven into the very fabric of existence. The world is not something external to us, it is, in essence, a mirror. Every experience, whether joyous or challenging, is a reflection of what we carry within us. This understanding holds the key to unlocking abundance and success, yet so many remain unaware of this profound connection. When you look at your life, the circumstances you find yourself in, the people you encounter, and the events that unfold, what you are truly seeing is the projection of your inner state. If the image is one of struggle or lack, it is not because the universe is against you or because life is inherently difficult. It is because at some level your inner dialogue is one of struggle, fear, or insufficiency. This is not to place blame or induce guilt. It is to awaken a sense of responsibility and empowerment. For just as the outer world reflects your inner state, you have the power to change your inner world and by extension, transform your reality. Think of life as a canvas, and your inner world as the artist holding the brush. Every thought is a stroke of paint, every feeling a hue, and every belief a texture. Together they create the masterpiece of your life. If you find that the painting does not resemble the vision you hold in your heart, it is not the canvas that needs to be changed, but the hand guiding the brush. This is where the true work begins, not in striving to alter external circumstances, but in aligning your inner world with the reality you wish to see. The process begins with awareness. Many people move through life on autopilot, unaware of the thoughts they habitually entertain or the beliefs they have unconsciously adopted. They see life as happening to them, not realizing that they are active participants in the creation of their experiences. To break free from this cycle, it is essential to turn inward and examine the patterns of thought and emotion that dominate your inner world. Ask yourself, what stories am I telling myself about life? What beliefs do I hold about success, abundance, and my own worthiness? These questions are not always easy to answer, as they require honesty and introspection, but they are necessary for growth. Once you become aware of the inner narratives shaping your reality, you gain the power to rewrite them. This is not a matter of positive thinking alone, although positivity plays a role. It is about cultivating a deeper sense of alignment with the truth of who you are, a being inherently worthy of abundance, joy, and success. When you align your thoughts with this truth, the outer world begins to shift in response. The mirror of life can only reflect what is placed before it. If you present it with doubt, fear, or lack, that is what it will reflect. But if you present it with faith, love, and a sense of infinite possibility, it will reflect that as well. This concept may seem abstract at first, but it is deeply practical when understood and applied. Consider a person who constantly worries about money. Their thoughts are consumed with fear of not having enough, and their emotions are steeped in anxiety. This inner state creates a vibration, a signal that the universe picks up and responds to. The result is often more experiences that confirm their fear, unexpected expenses, lost opportunities, or stagnant income. The mirror of life is simply reflecting the inner state they are radiating. Now imagine this same person decides to shift their inner focus. Instead of dwelling on lack, they begin to cultivate thoughts of abundance. They practice gratitude for the resources they already have, no matter how small. They visualize themselves living in a state of financial ease and security. As they do this, their emotions begin to shift from fear to hope, from anxiety to joy. This new inner state sends a different signal to the universe, and the mirror begins to reflect it. Opportunities arise, resources flow, and the reality of abundance starts to manifest. This is not magic or wishful thinking, it is the natural law of cause and effect. The inner world is the cause, and the outer world is the effect. To change the effect, you must first address the cause. This principle applies not only to financial abundance, but to every area of life, relationships, health, career, and personal fulfillment. Whatever you hold as true within yourself will be mirrored back to you by the world around you. The challenge for many is that their inner world is influenced by past experiences and external conditions. They see the outer reflection and assume it is fixed, forgetting that it is merely a result of past inner states. They become trapped in a cycle, where the outer world reinforces their inner beliefs, and those beliefs in turn create more of the same outer reality. Breaking this cycle requires a deliberate choice to see beyond the current reflection and focus instead on the reality you wish to create. This is where imagination becomes a powerful tool. Imagination allows you to bypass the limitations of your current circumstances and align with the reality you desire. When you close your eyes and imagine yourself living the life you dream of, you are not escaping reality, you are creating it. The images you hold in your mind, when combined with strong, positive emotions, begin to reshape your inner world. And as your inner world transforms, the outer world follows suit. But imagination alone is not enough. It must be paired with belief. You must not only see your desired reality in your mind, but also feel it in your heart and know it in your soul. This requires faith, not blind faith, but a deep, unshakable conviction that the universe is abundant and that you are deserving of its gifts. When you hold this belief with consistency, life cannot help but mirror it back to you. It is also important to recognize that the mirror of life does not judge or discriminate. It does not decide whether your inner state is good or bad, right or wrong. It simply reflects. This means you have complete freedom to shape your reality. But with that freedom comes responsibility. You must be vigilant about the thoughts you entertain and the emotions you cultivate. You must take ownership of your inner world, knowing that it is the foundation upon which your outer life is built. This understanding is both empowering and humbling. It places the power of creation squarely in your hands, while reminding you that the outer world is not the source of your happiness or fulfillment. True abundance comes from within, and it is through aligning with this inner truth that you unlock the full potential of life. When you master your inner world, the mirror of life becomes your ally, faithfully reflecting the beauty, joy, and success that reside within you. Alignment is the foundation upon which all manifestations of success and abundance rest. To align is not simply to think positively or to hope for the best, but to bring your entire being, mind, body, and spirit into a harmonious state with the reality you desire. It means living as though your vision has already been realized, feeling its truth so deeply within yourself that there is no room for doubt, fear, or resistance. This state of alignment is the key to unlocking the flow of abundance into your life, yet many unknowingly sabotage this process by clinging to resistance. Resistance is the invisible force that blocks your progress. It often disguises itself as logic, caution, or even a desire for control. It whispers doubts in your ear, reminds you of past failures, and insists on questioning whether you are truly capable or deserving of the success you seek. While these thoughts may feel natural, they are the very barriers that prevent the fulfillment of your desires. Resistance is not an external obstacle, it resides within you, born from your fears, insecurities, and disbelief. Alignment, on the other hand, is effortless. It is the state of flow where your thoughts, emotions, and actions are all moving in the same direction. Imagine a river flowing toward the sea. When you are aligned, you move with the current, carried effortlessly toward your destination. But when resistance enters, it is as though you are trying to swim upstream, fighting against the natural flow of life. This struggle is unnecessary, yet many engage in it daily, convinced that effort and struggle are the price of success. The truth is that success and abundance are not achieved through force, but through allowing. Allowing is the art of trusting the process, releasing the need to control every detail, and surrendering to the greater intelligence of life. This does not mean you sit back and do nothing, rather, it means that your actions are inspired, flowing naturally from a place of alignment. When you are aligned, you act not out of desperation or fear, but out of confidence and joy. Your efforts become an expression of your belief in your success, not an attempt to create it. One of the clearest signs of resistance is the presence of doubt. Doubt is the mind's way of creating distance between you and your desires. It questions, second guesses, and undermines your faith. Every time you entertain a doubtful thought, you send a signal to the universe that you are not fully aligned with your desire. This signal creates a delay, as the universe responds not to your words or actions, but to the energy you emit. If your energy is one of uncertainty, the mirror of life reflects that uncertainty back to you. To move from resistance to alignment, it is essential to cultivate a state of unwavering belief. This belief is not a fleeting hope, but a deep inner knowing that your desire is already yours. It is a conviction that transcends logic, rooted in the understanding that the universe operates in response to your inner state. When you believe in your success with your whole being, the universe has no choice but to deliver it to you. This is not wishful thinking, it is the natural law of cause and effect. Feelings play a central role in achieving alignment. While thoughts are powerful, they are amplified by the emotions that accompany them. If you think about success but feel anxious or unworthy, your emotional state creates resistance. On the other hand, when you think about success and feel joyful, grateful, and confident, you align yourself with the vibration of abundance. Your emotions act as a magnet, attracting experiences that match their frequency. To align is to feel as though your desire has already been fulfilled, even before it manifests in the physical world. This requires practice, as the mind is often conditioned to focus on what is lacking or what could go wrong. It takes deliberate effort to redirect your attention to what is possible and to nurture feelings of joy and gratitude. Visualization is a powerful tool for this purpose. When you close your eyes and imagine yourself living your desired reality, you create a mental and emotional blueprint for its manifestation. By fully immersing yourself in the sights, sounds, and feelings of your vision, you align your inner world with your desired outcome. Another aspect of alignment is letting go of the how, and when many people fall into the trap of trying to control every detail of their manifestation, believing that their success depends on their ability to orchestrate it. This need for control is a form of resistance, as it implies a lack of trust in the process. When you let go of the need to know exactly how or when your desire will manifest, you make space for the universe to work its magic. Trusting the process is an act of faith, a recognition that the intelligence guiding the universe is far greater than your own. Alignment also requires consistency. It is not enough to feel aligned for a moment and then return to old patterns of doubt and resistance. Alignment must become a way of being, a state you return to repeatedly until it becomes second nature. This does not mean you will never face challenges or moments of uncertainty, but it does mean that you commit to returning to alignment whenever you stray from it. The more you practice alignment, the easier it becomes, and the more quickly your desires manifest. Resistance often stems from a sense of unworthiness, the belief that you are not deserving of abundance or success. This belief is a lie, perpetuated by societal conditioning, past experiences, and self-imposed limitations. The truth is that you are inherently worthy simply by virtue of being alive. Abundance is not something you earn, it is your birthright. To align with this truth is to release the need to prove yourself or to earn your success. It is to accept that you are already enough, and that the universe delights in fulfilling your desires. Alignment is not about perfection, it is about authenticity. It is about being true to yourself and honoring your deepest desires. When you align with your truth, you radiate a sense of purpose and confidence that draws success to you effortlessly. People, opportunities, and resources are naturally drawn to the energy of alignment, as it is magnetic and irresistible. Alignment is a choice. It is a decision to prioritize your inner state over external circumstances, to trust in the process, and to believe in your own power to create. It is a commitment to release resistance and to embrace the flow of life. When you align with your desires, you step into a state of grace, where success and abundance become not a distant dream, but a natural and inevitable reality. Your mind is a powerful tool, and its capacity to create your reality cannot be overstated. However, when this tool is misdirected, it can also become the very source of limitation. Overthinking is one of the most pervasive ways in which the mind works against the fulfillment of your desires. It builds walls of doubt and worry, blocking the flow of abundance and success. To step into the life you envision, you must learn to stop overthinking and instead cultivate an inner stillness that allows the natural process of manifestation to unfold. Overthinking is often rooted in fear. Fear of failure, fear of the unknown, or fear of judgment from others can cause the mind to spiral into a web of endless analysis. You might find yourself questioning every decision, revisiting past mistakes, or trying to predict every possible outcome. This mental activity creates a state of chaos, scattering your energy and making it nearly impossible to focus on what truly matters, your alignment with the reality you desire. The habit of overthinking is deceptive. It can feel like you are being productive, solving problems, or preparing for the future. But in truth, overthinking rarely leads to clarity or action. Instead, it traps you in a loop of indecision where no choice feels right and every option seems fraught with risk. This paralysis keeps you stuck, unable to move forward toward your goals. Overthinking also disconnects you from your intuitive wisdom. Your intuition is a direct line to the deeper intelligence of the universe, offering guidance that transcends logic. When you overthink, you drown out this inner voice with the noise of endless mental chatter. You second-guess your instincts, dismiss your gut feelings, and rely solely on rationality, which often cannot perceive the bigger picture. To manifest abundance, you must quiet the mind and listen to the whispers of your intuition. Another way overthinking hinders your success is by magnifying problems. A small obstacle can seem insurmountable when analyzed and reanalyzed from every angle. The mind's tendency to focus on worst-case scenarios amplifies your fears and makes challenges appear larger than they truly are. This distortion of perspective can lead you to give up on your dreams before you even begin, convinced that the path ahead is too difficult or uncertain. The key to overcoming overthinking is to shift your focus. Instead of dwelling on what might go wrong, turn your attention to what could go right. Instead of replaying past mistakes, visualize future successes. By directing your mental energy toward positive outcomes, you begin to rewrite the narrative of your life. This shift is not about ignoring reality, but about choosing to see possibilities instead of limitations. One effective practice for breaking free from overthinking is mindfulness. Mindfulness is the art of being fully present in the moment, observing your thoughts without becoming entangled in them. When you practice mindfulness, you create space between yourself and your mental chatter. You become aware of your thoughts as they arise, but you do not attach to them or let them control you. This awareness allows you to let go of unproductive thought patterns and return to a state of clarity and calm. Breathwork is another powerful tool for calming the overactive mind. Your breath is intimately connected to your state of mind. When your breathing is shallow and rapid, your thoughts tend to race. By slowing down and deepening your breath, you can soothe your nervous system and bring your mind into a state of relaxation. This simple practice can help you break the cycle of overthinking and reconnect with the present moment. It is also important to trust the process of life. Overthinking often stems from a lack of trust in yourself, trust in others, or trust in the universe. When you overthink, you are essentially saying, "I don't believe this will work out unless I control every detail." This lack of trust creates resistance, as it conflicts with the fundamental principle of manifestation allowing. To stop overthinking, you must cultivate a sense of faith, knowing that the universe is working on your behalf and that everything is unfolding in perfect timing. Journaling can be a helpful way to release overthinking. When your mind feels cluttered with thoughts, putting them down on paper can provide relief and perspective. As you write, you may notice patterns in your thinking, identify fears that need to be addressed, or gain clarity about your next steps. Journaling is not about solving every problem, but about creating a safe space to process your thoughts and emotions without judgment. It is also essential to take inspired action. Overthinking often paralyzes you, keeping you stuck in the realm of ideas and possibilities. To counteract this, commit to taking one small step toward your goal each day. Action dispels doubt, as it shifts your focus from what could go wrong to what is within your control. Even a tiny step forward can build momentum, helping you break free from the grip of overthinking and move closer to your dreams. Overthinking is often linked to perfectionism, the belief that everything must be flawless before you can proceed. This mindset is a trap, as it creates unrealistic standards and sets you up for disappointment. Perfectionism also delays progress. As you wait for the perfect time, opportunity, or set of circumstances to act. To overcome this, embrace the idea that progress, not perfection, is what matters. Allow yourself to make mistakes, knowing that they are part of the learning and growth process. Another way to stop overthinking is to focus on gratitude. When your mind is consumed with worry or doubt, it can be difficult to see the blessings already present in your life. By shifting your attention to what you are grateful for, you disrupt the cycle of overthinking and invite a sense of peace and contentment. Gratitude also raises your vibration, aligning you with the frequency of abundance and attracting more of what you desire. Remember that you are not your thoughts. Overthinking can feel overwhelming because it creates the illusion that you are your mind and that every thought must be taken seriously. But you are much more than your thoughts. You are the observer of your mind, capable of choosing which thoughts to entertain and which to release. This awareness is liberating, as it reminds you that you have the power to direct your mental energy toward what serves your highest good. Stopping overthinking is not about silencing your mind entirely, but about reclaiming control over your focus. It is about choosing faith over fear, clarity over confusion, and action over analysis. When you release the need to overthink, you open yourself to the natural flow of life, where abundance and success are not forced but allowed to manifest effortlessly. This state of ease and alignment is your birthright, waiting for you to embrace it. Faith is the invisible bridge that connects your present reality to the abundance you seek. Without faith, the journey towards success becomes one of constant struggle and doubt. Faith is not just a feeling, it is an active force that aligns your thoughts, emotions, and actions with the belief that what you desire is not only possible but already on its way. Yet many fail to manifest abundance because they allow fear to override their faith. Fear, disguised as practicality or caution, sows seeds of doubt that grow into barriers, blocking the very blessings they yearn for. Fear is a natural response to uncertainty, but when left unchecked, it becomes a dominant force that dictates your decisions and perceptions. It convinces you to play small, to avoid risks, and to settle for less than you deserve. Fear whispers that you are not good enough, that your dreams are too big, or that failure is inevitable. These whispers may seem harmless at first, but over time they erode the foundation of faith and replace it with hesitation and self-doubt. The problem with allowing fear to govern your actions is that it creates a self-fulfilling prophecy. When you doubt your ability to achieve success, you unconsciously make choices that align with that doubt. You might procrastinate, avoid opportunities, or give up at the first sign of difficulty. These behaviors reinforce the belief that abundance is out of reach, creating a cycle of fear and limitation. Faith, on the other hand, breaks this cycle by shifting your focus from what could go wrong to what could go right. Faith is not about denying reality or ignoring challenges. It is about choosing to see beyond them. It is the conviction that no matter the obstacles, a higher power is working in your favor and guiding you toward your desires. Faith transforms setbacks into stepping stones, as it allows you to trust that every experience serves a purpose in your journey. This trust creates a sense of inner peace, enabling you to move forward with confidence and clarity, even in the face of uncertainty. One of the most powerful aspects of faith is its ability to shape your perception of reality. What you believe, you create. If you believe that success is impossible, your mind will focus on evidence to support that belief, filtering out opportunities and solutions. But when you cultivate faith, you begin to see possibilities where none seem to exist. Faith opens your eyes to the abundance around you, revealing paths and resources that were previously hidden by fear. To strengthen your faith, it is essential to become aware of the fears that hold you back. Fear often operates in the background, influencing your thoughts and actions without your conscious awareness. Take time to reflect on the fears that arise when you think about your goals. Are you afraid of failure, of judgment, of stepping out of your comfort zone? Naming your fears is the first step toward overcoming them, as it brings them into the light where they can no longer control you. Once you have identified your fears, challenge them. Fear thrives on assumptions and worst-case scenarios, but these are rarely grounded in reality. Ask yourself, is this fear based on fact, or is it a story I'm telling myself? What evidence do I have that contradicts this fear? By questioning your fears, you weaken their grip and create space for faith to grow. Faith also requires practice. Just as fear becomes stronger the more you feed it, faith grows through consistent effort and intention. One way to nurture faith is through affirmations. Affirmations are positive statements that reinforce your belief in abundance and success. By repeating affirmations such as "I am worthy of abundance" or "everything is unfolding for my highest good," you reprogram your subconscious mind to align with faith rather than fear. Visualization is another powerful tool for cultivating faith. When you vividly imagine yourself living the life you desire, you create a mental blueprint that guides your actions and attracts corresponding opportunities. Visualization works because your mind cannot distinguish between a vividly imagined experience and a real one. By immersing yourself in the feelings of abundance and success, you train your brain to expect these outcomes, which in turn influences your behavior and energy. It is also important to surround yourself with people and environments that support your faith. Fear can be contagious, especially when those around you are stuck in a scarcity mindset. Seek out individuals who inspire and uplift you, who remind you of what is possible and encourage you to pursue your dreams. Their faith can reinforce your own, creating a network of support that sustains you during challenging times. Taking action is another critical component of faith. Faith without action is wishful thinking, while faith combined with action becomes a powerful force for manifestation. Every step you take toward your goals, no matter how small, reinforces your belief in your ability to succeed. Action also dispels fear, as it shifts your focus from worrying about what could go wrong to creating what could go right. Faith is not a one-time decision, it is a daily practice. Each day presents new challenges and uncertainties, and each day you must choose to trust in the process of life. Some days this choice will feel effortless, on others it will require conscious effort. But every time you choose faith over fear, you strengthen your connection to abundance and success. Faith requires patience. The path to abundance is rarely linear, and the timing of manifestation is often beyond your control. It is easy to lose faith when progress seems slow or setbacks occur, but this is when faith is most needed. Trust that every delay has a purpose, and every detour is leading you closer to your destination. Faith is the anchor that keeps you grounded, even when the winds of doubt try to pull you off course. The relationship between faith and fear is one of choice. You cannot eliminate fear entirely, but you can choose not to let it dictate your life. By cultivating faith, you reclaim your power and align yourself with the natural flow of abundance. Faith is the key that unlocks the door to your dreams, allowing you to step into a reality where success is not just possible but inevitable. Your thoughts and words are the architects of your reality, shaping the experiences you encounter and the opportunities that come your way. When you speak negatively about yourself, your circumstances, or your potential, you unknowingly build barriers that block the flow of abundance and success. Words carry vibrational energy, and the energy you emit through your speech influences not only your mindset but also the environment around you. The power of your words lies in their ability to create, attract, and transform. To manifest abundance, it is vital to replace words of limitation with those of possibility and empowerment. Negative self-talk is one of the most common ways people sabotage their success. Statements like "I'm not good enough, I can't do this," or "I'll never succeed" embed themselves in your subconscious, becoming a self-fulfilling prophecy. The more you repeat such thoughts, the more they shape your beliefs, which in turn dictate your actions. If you constantly tell yourself that you're not capable, your mind accepts this as truth and begins to align your behavior with that belief. You may avoid opportunities, procrastinate on important tasks, or give up before even trying. In doing so, you close the door to abundance before it has a chance to enter. Words are not only descriptive but also directive. They act as commands to your subconscious mind, instructing it on what to focus on and bring into your experience. When you declare, "I'm always struggling," you are essentially programming your subconscious to seek out and amplify struggle. Conversely, when you affirm, "I am capable of overcoming any challenge," you direct your mind to find solutions and cultivate resilience. The key is to become intentional with your language, choosing words that align with the reality you wish to create. The energy of your words extends beyond your inner dialogue to your conversations with others. Speaking negatively about your life, whether through complaining, gossiping, or expressing doubt, perpetuates a cycle of lack and limitation. When you focus on what is wrong, you attract more situations that reinforce that perspective. This is not to say you should ignore challenges or pretend everything is perfect, but rather that you should approach difficulties with a mindset of possibility rather than defeat. Gratitude is a powerful antidote to negative speech. By expressing appreciation for what you have, you shift your focus from lack to abundance. Gratitude raises your vibrational frequency, aligning you with the energy of abundance and attracting more of what you value. When you speak words of gratitude, you not only uplift your own spirit but also inspire positivity in those around you. Simple statements like "I'm grateful for this opportunity" or "I appreciate the support I've received" can transform your outlook and open the door to new possibilities. Another way to harness the power of words is through affirmations. Affirmations are positive, present tense statements that reinforce your desired reality. They serve as a tool for reprogramming your subconscious mind, replacing limiting beliefs with empowering ones. For example, instead of saying, "I'll never be successful," you can affirm, "I am worthy of success, and it flows to me effortlessly." Repetition is key to the effectiveness of affirmations. The more you repeat them, the more they become ingrained in your mind, shaping your thoughts and actions. Visualization can amplify the impact of affirmations. When you pair your affirmations with vivid mental images of your desired outcome, you create a powerful synergy that accelerates manifestation. For instance, as you affirm, "I am financially abundant," visualize yourself living in prosperity, paying bills with ease, enjoying the freedom to travel, or contributing generously to causes you care about. This practice strengthens your belief in your affirmations, making them feel more real and attainable. Your choice of words also influences your emotional state, which plays a critical role in manifestation. Words carry emotional weight, and the emotions they evoke determine the vibrational frequency you emit. Negative words generate feelings of fear, frustration, or hopelessness, which lower your vibration and repel abundance. Positive words, on the other hand, evoke feelings of joy, confidence, and gratitude, raising your vibration and attracting corresponding experiences. By consciously choosing words that uplift and empower, you create an emotional environment conducive to abundance. It is equally important to pay attention to the words you allow into your consciousness. The conversations you engage in, the media you consume, and the narratives you internalize all shape your mindset and energy. Surrounding yourself with positivity, whether through supportive relationships, inspiring books, or uplifting music, reinforces your commitment to abundance. Conversely, exposing yourself to negativity or criticism can undermine your efforts, planting seeds of doubt and fear. Protecting your mental and emotional environment is a crucial aspect of aligning your words with abundance. Silence can also be a powerful tool in manifesting abundance. When you find yourself tempted to complain or speak negatively, pause and reflect on whether your words serve your highest good. This moment of mindfulness allows you to choose your response intentionally, replacing negativity with either silence or constructive language. Silence creates space for reflection, enabling you to reconnect with your intentions and refocus on what you want to create. One practice to become more aware of your language is to keep a speech journal throughout the day. Take note of the words you use to describe yourself, your circumstances, and your goals. Are they empowering or limiting? Do they reflect faith in abundance or fear of lack? By tracking your speech patterns, you gain insight into the beliefs driving your language and identify areas where change is needed. With this awareness, you can consciously replace negative phrases with positive ones, gradually shifting your mindset and energy. Compassion and forgiveness are also essential when working to transform your language. You may find yourself slipping into old habits of negative speech, especially during moments of stress or frustration. Instead of criticizing yourself, extend compassion and recognize that change is a process. Each time you catch yourself speaking negatively, view it as an opportunity to reaffirm your commitment to abundance and choose a more empowering response. Finally, remember that your words have the power to inspire and uplift not only yourself but also those around you. When you speak with confidence, optimism, and authenticity, you become a source of light for others, encouraging them to believe in their own potential. This ripple effect amplifies the energy of abundance, creating a collective field of positivity that benefits everyone it touches. Your words are more than sounds or symbols, they are creative forces that shape the fabric of your reality. By choosing words that align with your vision of abundance and success, you take an active role in manifesting the life you desire. Every word you speak is an opportunity to affirm your worth, express gratitude, and declare your intentions. When you harness this power with awareness and intention, you unlock the door to limitless possibilities, stepping into a reality where abundance flows freely and effortlessly. In the grand symphony of creation, your words are the notes that shape the melody of your life. They carry the power to construct bridges to your dreams or build walls that confine you to limitations. Every word you speak is an affirmation, a declaration of what you believe to be true and what you are inviting into your experience. By choosing your words with intention, aligning them with faith, gratitude, and empowerment, you transform your life from one of scarcity to one of limitless abundance. As you step forward, remember that the language you use is a mirror of the beliefs you hold. Speak words that reflect your worth, your capability, and your divine connection to infinite possibilities. Let your speech uplift, inspire, and create a reality that aligns with the highest vision of yourself. Abundance is not something distant or elusive, it is already within your reach, waiting for you to claim it through the power of your thoughts and words. Choose to speak life, possibility, and success into existence. In doing so, you align with the creative force of the universe, opening yourself to the boundless flow of opportunities and blessings. Your words are your power, use them wisely, and watch as the world transforms to reflect the beauty and abundance you carry within.